Here we go.
Hi, I'm Steve from 1233D. Today is an unboxing and reveal of the Creality Hi. Stay tuned. I have no idea what to expect from this machine because it has been kept on the low. There has been little rumours aired here and there. All I know is it's a bed slinger with a multi-colour CFS unit, the same as the K2 combo. First out the bag, I've got a cable and some PTFE tubing, lots of foam. I might have to put this on the floor to pull it out of the box. Oh, we have a gizmo, a piece of cardboard. It has given us, remove the cardboard, then remove the next foam insert. Let's pop this on the floor for the moment. First foam insert, 'tis a Gantry. It says to remove the build plate. That will be very hard to do because it is encased with cable ties. Snips! They're very big cable ties. In fact, they look like the ones that the police force use to temporarily restrain people. A plate of building material. That just looks like the base of the machine, which absolutely is the base of the machine. Remove all the foam. We have now an empty box. See, huge cable ties. The foam is very snugly fitted under the plate. Sample filament spool, cable, instructions and tools, spool holder. So first up, we will see what the manual tells us to do. Step 1, install the Gantry frame assembly. We can do that. Plate forward. Remove these little sticky tabs. Gantry frame into slots, like so. Align the Gantry frame with the base holes and tighten with 4 M4 8mm screws. The screw bag isn't labelled, but they are the only screws I have. Right, we have a selection of screws all in one bag. I have 4 of those ones, so those ones are the correct ones. In the top here, I have 4 holes. So all it wants us to do is tighten this down to the base. So far, assembly is really very simple. So we have tightened those screws, all is good. Step 3, use 2 M3 8mm screws to secure the back. We have 2 holes in the back, and I have 2 screws to fit into those holes. 1, 2. Gantry wiring. This is pretty self-explanatory really. So you've got 2 wires this side, 1 wire this side, this wire, a sensor wire. So I will pop in the longer one first. Let's push that until it clicks into place. Then proceed with the sensor wire, clicked into place. Repeat the same thing here with this just single lonely wire. Install the covers. So in the bag, we have some plastic covers to make it look all tidy. So I'll just gently feed those cables down into the base. Voila, spoolie holder. So just give me a picture of the spool holder in that orientation. Goes in like that. And then we have this little contraption. So there's a little recess and there's a little recess there. So basically it slots in and there's a hole that lines up for the only last screw we have. That's in. That is like a self-tapping machine screw, so don't keep turning and turning because you are plastic into plastic. You only want to secure it. We've done that. Next, as indicated by the label on the Gantry frame, marked recommended location for spool holder, which is here. Okay. As if by magic, so it snaps into place, and then you pull up the tab at the back and we're locked. Rotate the screen to the front according to the diagram. This is a first. We do not have to attach a screen. It's already there, folded up like a wing mirror. We have this cable, which apparently it would like us to route the back of here and plug into the back of this boxy unit on the back. All very neat and tidy. That is for this part done. No mention of the CFS unit so far. So is it in here? We have a separate guide. So first off, let me pull it out. I've seen this unit a couple of times and it appears to be a very well thought out piece of kit. We don't want Spanish. No speak española. So on the back, we've got 2 ports. We have a power adapter socket and we have this, which is a filament buffer. In the manual, you don't get any instructions on the process of this buffer and how you actually connect this together. So we've managed to find a video from Creality and this is what you do. Sticky pad. I will stick the sticky pad to the back of the buffer, making sure it is well stuck, stick it down, little tab, release that. Then the same side as your screen, position the buffer like so. Make sure that is in place. Lovely. You've got a longer one and a really short one. The really short one, you want to lift the lever on the side of the buffer, push that in there and make sure that's right the way down. The other end, pop that into the push fit fitting into the top of the extruder, making sure that's also seated lovely. The next one, this longer one, this pops into the back of the CFS unit, into the push fit fitting at the bottom. So again, make sure that's snugged in. Then on the buffer, you've got 4 holes. I don't think it matters which one you use, so I'm just going to use that one. The longest cable, I'm going to push into the outside socket on the back, and then plug that into the buffer. This last cable, I will plug into the remaining hole in the back of the CFS, and then proceed to plug that in to the side of the printer. Stick on the plate, remove the film, and get some power. Ooh. Temperature, relative humidity, blinking flashy lights, Creality logo. Language selection, we are very much English. Please keep the green cube in the diagram area clear of debris. So basically, it's telling us the cube of the build plate. Click OK. Preface, thank you for choosing Creality products. We have Wi-Fi, which I will skip for the moment, and we have the infamous time zone. Chris, can you remember what we always select? 00, don't we? We are international. Self-check. The self-check process is expected to take around 11 minutes. So we shall start to detect and let it do its thing. We will be back shortly. CFS unit. Undo the covers. You have 2 sealed bags with desiccant in. It's important to remove the desiccant from the sealed bags, otherwise it won't work. And then pop the covers back into place, like so. Notice, no TPU, no PVA, no BVOH filament. No. TPU and very soft materials, so you'll end up clogging your CFS unit. You don't want that to happen. If you want to print TPU, use the direct single spool feed. So I'll just go over a couple of things while we're waiting for it to finish. So, side of the gantry, we have built-in camera. Here will be your pooper cut off. We'll see this in action shortly, no doubt. We have this little quite nifty tube adapter. So if you put a spool of filament on there, that to me is on the wrong side, because it would want to be on the other. Your filament will come off, basically feed straight in to the PTFE tube. That should stop it from spooling freely, causing tangles and stuff that you don't want. A couple of little things that Creality have clearly identified and implemented into this machine. They haven't put that on any of their other machines, so that is a definite thought out upgrade. Very, very practical and logical. So the rails on the build plate are quite far apart, which should enable you to get quite a decent solid plate. And the build volume, according to the instructions on the plate, are 260mm by 260mm by 300mm on the Z, making this bigger than the Ender series and bigger than other multicolour leading manufacturers. The lid, they have these little spring buffers, so I'd imagine when you put your filament spools in there, you close the lid down, these will keep tension, if you like, friction on the spool, so again you don't end up with spools just free spinning, causing knots, tangles, bird's nests, spaghetti, whatever you want to call it. Self-check completed. Click OK. So on the screen, I have a camera icon, a Wi-Fi icon, a nozzle temperature, a heat bed temperature, displayed with a nice little graph. Then I have a folder. Within the folder, I have some files, settings, and we've got all the from normal settings, movement, material, cooling. Then it's got all the different settings for the CFS, extrude, retract, blah 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 blah. I guess the next thing to do will be to pop some stuff in here and see what happens. Literally just making sure that the spool is actually seated in the channels, running on the bearings, and then just pop the filament in until it picks it up like so. It's basically pushing it all the way through the CFS unit, because it's noticed that we've picked another colour up. It will retract it and then feed in the next one. So initially it might seem like a bit of a long process, but once you've loaded your filament, it's not. There we go. So on that fine note, we will shut the lid. So here we are, the day after. Chris sliced a flexi file. We thought this would be a really good test. 1, tolerance. 2, the colour changing capabilities. As you can see, we generated a large pile of poop. But all hail Sam the Snake. We printed a flexi snake. Very fitting because apparently it is Year of the Snake. So we decided to print Sam. The quality of the print is absolutely outstanding. I can't really fault it. There's no colour bleeding. There's no real visible layer lines or layer shifting or anything untoward. And everything moves freely and easily. And look, his mouth even opens. Quite outstanding. To summarise, what would I say about this new machine? Overall, there's not been any problems. Apart from the little vague instructions regarding the CFS unit and attaching that, but it's quite self-explanatory really. We stuck that on like we showed earlier in the video. We plugged all the bits and pieces in, loaded the filament in. There is the results. First impressions for this machine, very good. Price point, exceptional. That hasn't been confirmed yet, so I won't announce the price, but I can sort of let you guys know that it is well under the £500 mark. If you are considering a decent size multicolour FDM printer, this is definitely worth a look. The CFS unit, compared to other competitors within the market, has quite a lot of features that others don't, i.e. drying, temperature, humidity, all of that stuff is shown clearly on the front of the CFS unit. The actual quality of the unit feels really nice. The quality of the Hi machine, really nice. It's all metal, linear rails, you've got belt driven. It's a decent bit of kit for the money. So yeah, I am going to leave this video here. We will revisit this machine after we've played with it for a little bit longer, put more prints through it. But overall, really pleased with it. I can't wait to see what it produces in the future. So if you like this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Check out the link in the description. Goodbye for now.
As always, we aim to have the most competitive 3D printer prices on the market. If you see any of our printers being sold by a mainstream retailer for less, please drop us an email using the link in the description and we'll do our very best to beat their price. Also, if you're watching from outside the UK, check the description for links to our European 123 3D sister stores.